Previously on Sister Wives.
She gives some ominous words. We're going to go see if I bought what I actually bought. That's the scary thing. I didn't see any pictures of it beforehand. This is everything you should not be doing during a transaction. Then she smiles.
Janelle's an idiot.
This is probably the most spontaneous thing she's ever done.
I don't think you or I will ever do anything in our lives as spontaneous as this. Maybe you spend $100 on a random box of stuff from like a storage locker. That is, ooh, look at her buying something sight unseen. She dropped
$82,000?
$82,000 on something she didn't even know what it looked like. That's not spontaneous. That is mental.
I'm surprised this wasn't a fraudulent transaction.
Maybe she gets a thing in the mail and it's like a model kit for an RV.
You didn't ask for pictures.
You didn't ask for pictures.
So, when do we move in?
I'm going to meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family.
The first 20 years, I don't know, are not going to be really great. And if they are great, then somebody's lying.
I mean, having favorites is not okay. If you want a successful family, you don't have favorites.
I am not married to 3 other women.
No, I'm just a narcissist.
I have tended to be moody and self-absorbed. I'm not a good husband.
Hi, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Angie, this is Tim, and we are recording inside the fifth wheel bathroom. It's pretty cramped in here. There's the shower, or as Aurora would like to call it, a foot wash.
Well, she has enormous feet, so...
Pretty spacious foot wash, if that's the case.
Anyway.
Announcements. I was taking notes on this episode, and I was able to get notes about 75% of the way through, and I got so bored recapping the season we already watched. So I took a hiatus, did my own parodies for a while, came back to take notes, found out that episodes 1 through 6 were taken off of Hulu, and I thought, is this a sign I shouldn't recap season 17? I tried to watch it on the unconventional platforms, and those were taken off when they first aired as well. I was finally able to find another one. Other news within the Sister Wives family since our last video. Christine's engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Mary might be moving into her B&B.
Who cares? I'm sure Cody laid a large fart at some point. It's barely news.
I really want to recap something else.
Yeah, Angie's been thinking about maybe we could recap something good. And I'm just like, anything that gets us to stop talking about these people.
I wanted to recap Married at First Sight.
No.
Why not?
Because that show's even worse than this one.
But we wouldn't be talking about Cody.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, a new Cody every week. And it's just, the thing about Cody is that you start the episode knowing that you hate them, and it's just, you find out new reasons to hate them. But no, 90 Day Fiancé, oh my God.
I'm not recapping 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, you mean Married at First Sight?
Yes,
Sorry,
I said Married at First Sight.
Those shows are like one and the same to me. Oh God, I hate that one even more than the other one.
Why? I already made an opening for it. We could just dive right in.
It's just a bunch of people that are like socially incapable being thrown into a room with other socially incapable people, and then all complaining that everybody else isn't just doing the things that they want.
Yeah, but at least there's like stuff going on. This Sister Wives thing is, do we not tell truly? Should we tell truly? I'm gonna delay this.
But I mean,
COVID.
At least those are real things and not just a, let's go on a roller coaster. Let's slip down a slippy slide. let's go to a cowboy ranch.
Okay, so I'll take suggestions for other TV shows that you might want us to recap.
And please no reality television show.
We can have reality television show. It might take a while for us to get to recap because I like to make my own opening for each recap I do. So I'd have to know a little bit more about the show. Then I can get to the point where I can parody it. Let's get into it. Sister Wives Season 17, Episode 6, Telling Truly. The episode starts off with Cody entering through Christine's side sliding glass door. And the only reason why I think he's going through the side door is because Christine changed the locks. And so Cody called to see if he could come over, and she was like, yeah, just go through the side. It's open.
Yes. Also, he might be some creepy guy sneaking into her house. Hello, police. There's a creepy man trying to get into my house.
He is bringing his phone attached to a tiny tripod to start filming some intense conversations. As the episode implies, Christine still needs to tell Truly she is leaving Cody. Apparently, he has come over to the house so that Christine can discuss how both of them will break the news to their child. She restates that the older children already know. Truly is the odd one out. Christine is prolonging this confrontation because she is dreading her reaction.
And also, she wants to get it on camera.
I don't think the actual telling Truly part was on camera. We'll get to that part later.
Well, then she's slightly better than the other sister wives.
We'll get to that too. She tells Cody that the time to do that is getting close, and every week she is afraid that Truly will accidentally find out.
I just thought of a funny animation for that.
What?
Just Truly walking around the house, and there'll be like a big old banner saying, I'm getting divorced, and then Christine will have to jump in front of it, or there'll be...
Christine put that banner up?
Yeah, they have to hide it from Truly, and she's got hot singles in your area, and she has to be like, I cover that. Yes, anyway, keep going.
Christine thinks it's important to divulge this to her daughter, with her ex at her side, so that Truly will have the false impression that they are working together as a team.
Great, just let's be as dishonest as possible.
Cody, who has a phobia of communication and confrontation, as we've seen from last episode.
Such a man's man right there.
That starts to stutter. I don't want to tell her. I've heard of so many kids being devastated by that kind of news.
You think he'd be excited at the thought of one of his children being devastated at not seeing him?
I'm avoiding doing that. To the camera, he says that he also has been avoiding doing that because he still believes Christine and him will get together. In some idealistic, naive way, I still think we can reconcile. Or I'm just in a state of denial.
His whole life is a state of denial.
In an attempt to dodge child support, Cody then tells Christine his plans on what to do with Truly leading up to Christine's move. He wants to start spending time with his daughter. I need to start taking her with me, and maybe have a few days with her at a time. I'm not sure why that hasn't been a thing. It's because I've been so busy with other things.
My push-ups, with my guns and my plexus, and just wasting time.
I think he drinks the plexus. I don't know if he sells it.
Oh, yeah?
He was drinking that plexus pink drink, remember?
Yeah, but why on earth would he be drinking it if he wasn't selling it?
Maybe he's helping Janelle sell it? Or Janelle said, here, I have surplus plexus powder, wants the extra. He's like, sure.
I don't know. I think the only supplement he'd ever drink is like, it's ground up elk testicles. I bought this off of Joe Rogan.
He continues questioning himself on why he never has Gwen, Izzy, and Truly over at all. He explains that the reason for not spending time with
is because he hates them.
Is because he feels weird at Christine's house. So he is just taking Truly, and only Truly, to his and Robin's environment.
Because she's not mentally capable of resisting.
He then starts declaring some lies that he wants Truly over for a few days at a time where she will have her own bed.
Bullshit.
Christine happily agrees to all of these intentions of his. That sounds great. I want her to have a separate bedroom as well. Cody continues to stammer. well, we'll get it worked out. I think he had these big, grand arrangements because he thought at some point Christine would stop him and say, no, you're asking for too much, which he would then proceed to blame her for why he can't be a good dad again.
Well, actually, we have a clip of what that would look like. And they just show Cinderella, Truly's face on Cinderella with the two stepsisters. That's what it would look like if she actually went to Robin's house.
I think we made a Cinderella joke.
I know, but if you say it's like we have a shot of what that would look like, and then we just cut to that picture. I don't know what to do. Don't worry, come back.
Anyways, Christine gladly wants Cody to take Truly off her hands for 3 or 4 days. As she said in the past, she tries really hard to foster good relationships between her kids and their father. Christine then starts to cut him off. You will do that? Thank you. Thank you.
She's really just hitting the nails in the coffin here. Yeah? That what you're gonna do? Yeah? That's on camera? This is great. Let's go for it.
Christine voices to us that Truly does enjoy hanging out with her younger siblings at Robin's house, so Cody better come through with his own stipulation. Cody then says something strange. He says that if you're experiencing loss, but also gaining something cool, which I assume is a bed at his place, then it negates the bad experiences from earlier.
If only.
Because I don't think he wants to give Truly her own room, because in later episodes, we find out that that doesn't happen for several reasons. 1, Truly is uncomfortable spending the night at Robin's. 2, I think a lot of the rooms are still being used for storage to house Cody and Robin's hoard of stuff. And 3, Robin doesn't like her own children to share rooms. So she is definitely not going to tell them to bunk up together for a few days whilst their sister is there.
I think the thing is that Cody is completely incapable of negotiating anything like this without Robin there present, because Robin will just veto anything that Cody says.
Yeah, that's true.
So Cody has zero authority or power over his relationship with Robin, because Cody could promise the moon to Christine, but Robin's just going to be like, nope, I can't do that for my kids.
So selfish. In her confessional, Robin, who continues to parrot Cody, proclaims that she still believes miracles can happen, where Cody and Christine will be on good terms again. Christine is very optimistic about telling Truly whilst she still has Cody in the house. Cody continues with the excuses. I don't want to have to tell her. This is crap that a 10-year-old definitely shouldn't have to be dealing with.
Yes.
She quickly corrects him that he is 1 year off. She's 11, but she's a smart kid who's probably already realized something. Cody then starts whining that he would do anything to delay this conversation. He still wants Christine to stay in town for his convenience, because that would make it easier for me.
Life is so easy for Cody already. Does anything need to be easier for him?
No one cares about making it easy.
I don't think he has problems.
I don't know. I think his biggest problem right now is trying to stay relevant. This TV show about to be canceled.
Oh, if only.
Janelle empathizes with Christine's desire to move to the general area where all of her children reside. Janelle wants to do this as well, but is just grateful that she already has access to 3 of her 6 kids in Flagstaff. Honestly, I don't see anything that would keep her here. Christine tells Cody that things are already happening, but she prefers it to happen at a faster pace despite his inclinations to delay them. She has been packing things she doesn't use often into spots that she wants to store in the garage. However, that's making it hard since you haven't even taken your boxes out of there yet. To the producers, she imparts that Cody still hasn't taken the majority of his things she has neatly boxed up for him. And that was last season, so this is already quite a few months, and he has not packed up his things. At this point, I would just put all that in the dumpster. He's clearly trying to make her life more inconvenient, so why not make his life more inconvenient?
It's a delay tactic. He thinks if he slows her down enough, she's going to change her mind.
As she speaks to him, she is looking very cheerful. She twirls strands of her hair as she asks him, do you want to go look in the garage right now? I can point to you which boxes those are. You want to go look in there? If I'm not home, you can just take your stuff. That's good too.
She is so excited to get this man out of her life.
Cody grumbles. No, I'll just wait. I don't want to move my stuff out. On the couch, he goes, Christine moved me out. I didn't ask for this. I didn't give her the permission. You know what went wrong in our marriage? It was because I tried to give my wives this sovereignty so that they feel like they have some control over their lives. Not that they actually do, just that they feel like it. And this dynamic has, in effect, taken power away from me. He says that because of this, he has no control over his life.
Sky, if only he was aware of just how much of a jackass he was.
To avoid having to move his shit out, he segues into a conversation about the food storage. She flat out declines. I'm not bringing more shit with me. Just take it. I'll start over. And she doesn't say that first part. She says that it was paid for with the family pot, therefore it belongs to everyone. I agree with Christine. I personally don't like having to move food. It's just more space that's being taken up.
Yeah.
I can just buy more food.
You can buy more food.
I did bring all our spices though.
Yes, you absolutely did. They're still in a box. I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't.
Cody, who hates having to work, then makes an act to appear charitable. But some of this was yours. You should take some because it was the family's. Then we get a short lesson by all the parents of a belief that they once held, or still do, at least by Robin. Food storage, aka emergency preparedness. The parents say that having hordes of non-perishable meals would ensure one's survival when natural disasters, the end of the world / second coming of Christ came about.
Yeah, or that's what happens when your church leaders who sell food tell you need the food.
Very profitable.
Profitable with a PH. Anyway, let's go.
And they did bring up the food storage very early on when the show began, but this reminded me of McKelty's Patreon. She revealed in, I guess, her version of her tell-alls that when she was a small child, more times than not, the kids had to survive on 3-day-old bread because they were so poor. Mm-hmm. The bread coming from a family bakery back in Wyoming, so they just eat the discarded leftovers that no one wanted. Mm-hmm. This is also the same bakery that has that amazing granola that Peyton hypes about. In the flashback, when they're talking about the surplus in their pantry, it has rows and rows of everything. Oats, sugar, flour, cans of things. So I'm guessing that this food storage wasn't really that formidable until they started getting a paycheck for this show.
Also, I can't imagine Robin ever eating anything like that.
From the food storage, yeah.
Or Mary.
Yeah, I think they just go take out all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always figured Robin's too tired to do anything.
Tired?
That's why she always needs a nanny.
I think she's just too lazy.
Okay.
I don't know what tiredness has to do with anything.
That's a good point. Okay. McKelty says that she and the older children grew up hungry to the point that hot dogs were considered a luxury. Usually I'd make fun of the concept of emergency preparedness concerning food storage because why is that a necessity? There's a grocery store 3 minutes away. No. And it's a huge waste of money, especially if you don't eat the stuff before they expire. But I feel this family needed it since there literally wasn't anything to even bake with to feed these children.
Yeah, it's almost like they're irresponsible parents.
For a faith that likes to preach self-reliance or emergency preparedness, they make sure not to give the many kids they produce food or health insurance. And this is something I really dislike about this family.
There's so many things to dislike about this family.
Okay, but anyways. Cody then ends the explanation with a hypocritical statement. I just asked Christine because we've been doing everything as a family together. We bought our homes together. We've bought the land together. So of course, in my Christ-like mindset, I wanted her to take some of this food storage, even though if it were up to me, she wouldn't even get a cut of the house or the lot on Coyote Pass. But here's some expired canned tomatoes and bags of flour. Good luck.
Yes, I don't want to have to put those in my dumpster. I'm sorry, we don't have any place to put that because that's where the geodes go.
It annoys me because Cody is exhibiting this attitude where he's trying to appear helpful in the least effectual way.
I mean, that's his entire life.
Yeah, he's just a product of the environment that raised him.
That's what he's always been. He's always been trying to look like he's doing something when he's doing nothing.
Christine reaffirms the fact that she is no longer part of the AUB.
She doesn't even have a definite view of where she stands spiritually. When it comes to things like the food storage, I'm not going to live in fear like that. Cody then contradicts himself, saying that he is struggling with the rush, even though 2 seconds ago he admitted that he was delaying this to an extreme. He then says his infamous line that it feels like a huge rush to him because Christine never brought up wanting to talk about their relationship. She's dropped this in his lap, and it's unfair to him. And just to throw Cody under the bus, here is a montage of all the times she has done that.
Nancy's like, build a tower that represents your relationship, and I can see that Cody's going to build a tower that represents the family and that doesn't represent our relationship. Can we have it just be about us this time?
So am I back out of the doghouse?
Love, goodness, right now, we have some things to work on, that's all.
What are we going to work on?
Our relationship. If we don't work on our relationship and we just ignore each other and play on our phone when we're together, then it doesn't really work.
You're accusing me. Or when I'm in a really good mood and it's like, let's go play, Christine.
I have something to talk to you about.
She becomes mercurial and is like,
we have something to talk about.
I do not sound like that.
I want to talk about our relationship.
I don't sound like that.
okay.
Do you feel like you settle?
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't know because you're always holding your phone.
When I am on my phone, it's because I don't feel like engaging. So it's not an addiction to the phone. It's an excuse to separate from the angst in our relationship.
Christine always does this thing when we're having fun, though, when we're rocky. We're having a great time, and she'll go, I want to talk about our relationship.
That didn't quite work.
That didn't look right? But that's what it feels like to me, and I'm like, oh, we're having so much fun. Why do we have to talk about our relationship? It feels hostile to me. I feel like she's done this as a backstab because she could have started talking to me about our relationship a long time ago. And she didn't. And she drops this on me, then the next thing comes, and the next thing comes. And to me, it seems really, really rushed. She's been ready to get out the door from the time that she told me she wanted to stop staying.
You gotta play the Benny Hill song.
I'll just let you sing that.
Okay.
Christine counters him that she has been moving exceptionally slowly for his convenience. I'm sorry, but I would have been moving a lot faster. I would have told Truly months and months ago if it wasn't for you being in a perpetual state of denial. She didn't say that last part. Cody's response, which is his go-to response, is he shrugs his shoulders.
Yeah, he does his best, what is it, Jim from The Office?
She continues, this has been going on for months now. Because of Cody, my life is in limbo. I can't go anywhere until September when the house is set to be sold and I can finally move. And this meeting, I believe, took place sometime in June because this is after Isabel's graduation/birthday party. And update, the house Christine moved out of eventually got turned into an Airbnb.
Because apparently everything does.
So if you thought Mary's retreat was too expensive, this might be more in your price range. So maybe you can host your own Sister Wives related party in one of the houses the Sister Wives used to live in.
Oh God, now I'm just thinking about people that are just, oh, I would do it in that bedroom.
Well, I guess Cody installed a door on the staircase.
He finally did that?
Yeah, but I guess that was already around the time when she was about to leave him.
Oh, that sounds like too much of handiwork for Cody.
Because she wants to play nice and fair, she will acquiesce to Cody's wishes to not tell Truly yet. If I'm nice to him and we can work as a team, we can move forward in our co-parenting of Truly, which I will again point out from, I'm not sure which kid's Patreon it was, either McKelty's or Gwen's, who stated that Cody has only been going to visit Truly more frequently only since October of last year, which was around the time Christine started to exclusively date her boyfriend, or I guess fiance now. And my guess is Cody only wanted to start acting like a father because he didn't want to end up like Robin's ex, replaced, basically.
No, I think the reason he doesn't want to end up as Robin's ex is because Cody considers him to be completely emasculated, and that is Cody's greatest fear.
It's
not poverty. It's being, I guess poverty is related to his sense of emasculation.
Yeah, because poverty is his sense of his masculinity. So, but no, Cody's greatest fear is not poverty, it's emasculation.
He again complains that Christine's choices came out of left field, and he is not ready to tell truly.
I would prefer not to do that.
Commercial break. We are now in Parowan, where Janelle says that she and Cody have just stayed overnight at Mary's B&B, where I am assuming it was on the way when they went to pick up the fifth wheel. She confesses to Mary that despite not having stayed at the inn before, she loves it because it has an air of peacefulness. Because remember, Janelle doesn't do haunted.
No, she doesn't.
She's just glad that she didn't run into any ghosts during her visit. Mary is happy. Janelle and Cody had a positive experience. She adds in a little dig. Because they didn't pay, so they didn't get breakfast. She chuckles. Cody compliments the room he stayed at, saying he likes having a bedroom with an outside entrance. He offers some ridiculous proposals that if Mary ever needs help with her mortgage, he will happily buy it. She thinks for a moment, telling him that that room is the highest priced one in the house. To the camera, she states that if Cody is going to have any ownership of her B&B, he's going to have to make a really sweet deal with me. That arrangement can definitely be sorted out. But the deal I have in mind is not something I don't think he's open to.
Prostitution.
Yeah, basically she wants him to take her bag, and he most certainly won't be coming around to that.
Innuendos.
He said that. Okay.
Yes, I know.
It's verbatim. Okay.
Yes, I know.
He questions Mary if she has any guest at that moment. She assures him that she does. For the past couple of months since Bonnie's passing, the business has not been in operation. It's only been within the last couple of weeks that they've been open. In the meantime, she's done a ton of driving back and forth. She's just glad her friend, Jen, has agreed to stay there and volunteer to run it for the summer.
I don't know what Jen looks like, but I just imagine she's the babysitter from Bob's Burgers.
Isn't her name also Jen?
That's why I said it. She has no the bone didn't grow back in her finger. Yes.
So I'm not saying it's bad to be a supportive friend, but the friend of Mary's is also a mom and wife to other people. So is Jen just going to stay in another house for the entire summer to be Mary's help? Why isn't Mary recruiting one of her family members that live more locally and would make better sense to care for the family heritage inn?
She doesn't want them touching her furniture.
Scary Mary. Okay. Because I think the friend Jen is a young daughter, so the entire summer to me is a monumental ask, unless this is like a paid job.
I mean, even if it is, you're going to spend the summer in Parowan. There's like nothing there.
Why? You don't want to go skiing?
In the summer?
Yeah, that's a great... Yeah, there's no snow. Okay. Janelle goes on to give Mary a tour of the RV, but will not be able to open any pop-outs to show her the full extent of the interior space. Both proclaim that they are excited for Janelle, but Cody strongly affirms that this is something he will definitely not be living in.
Nobody was asking, bitch.
I'm not living in this trailer. I still wish she went and found a house. Janelle discloses that Cody doesn't like being away from Saul and Ari for more than 2 days. As a result, his trips with her are on a tight schedule due to his urgency to get rapid tested and get home.
Oh, God, I forgot. COVID's still a huge plot point, isn't it?
Yeah, this just annoys me because he was away from Truly when she was a newborn for 11 days. And
he can't stay away from his little roblings.
Cody gives his point of view that this necessity is all to protect the younger kids, and that he is very appreciative of wives who understand the importance of allowing him to protect his younger kids.
Oh my God, he's very thankful for Robin.
Again, protect his younger kids is code for to do whatever I want to do, because he's extremely comfortable not seeing Truly for weeks at a time. And according to him, she is 1 year more tender age than she actually is.
Well, like a piece of chicken, it's tender.
Yeah, I don't like that term for...
No, so gross.
Mary updates us that hers and Cody's relationship is drowning. She bluntly tells us that he is not interested in a husband and wife relationship with her.
I love she says, we're drowning, and it's just like, I'm picturing the relationship's floating face down.
Yeah, like
already dead.
Christine's
It's dead.
Relationship.
It's dead.
Dead in
It's
the
not
water.
drowning. It's dead.
So it annoyed me that he's like, I don't want to have a husband-wife relationship with you, Mary, but I still want you to pay off Robin and mine's house and your lot on Coyote Pass.
Oh my God.
Because isn't that what we learned later on the season, that Mary's share of the money went to go buy Robin's house?
Yeah, probably. Mary's such a great example of what Cody actually cares about in a marriage. And that is, he doesn't want a marriage. He wants somebody who just accumulates money for him and does what he says.
So he wants a serf.
An indentured servant.
Okay, so anyways, Mary brushes it off. Well, it is what it is, and that's where we are. This is why I don't feel sorry for you, Mary. Okay.
Oh my goodness. No, I mock you, and I drink your tears with joy.
Cody's opinion is of the exact opposite. I feel like my relationship to Mary is very good. It's not a married situation. It's amiable, but I don't think it's fulfilling for her in any way.
God, did he really say that?
He said that.
Oh my God, I love it because I'm getting everything I want. I don't think she's getting anything out of it. It's good. Okay, he's such a jackass. Anyway, yeah, keep going.
We then see the monster truck haul the fifth wheel the rest of the way to Flagstaff. The man who just told us that he is being in a non-existent relationship with Mary then reveals that he is still in the gall of bitterness with Christine. This juxtaposition actually makes him feel less annoyed by Mary due to his third wife being a knife in his side. Kidney. At the moment, I don't feel as betrayed with Mary. This bitterness is all coming from Christine. They leave Mary behind.
Oh my God.
We are now home. Cody is heading over to Coyote Pass to park the RV. Janelle is very excited. She is looking forward to pouring all her money into building a garage with a living space above it. She projects that this will take a year's time. As they start to find a spot where to park the giant vehicle, she expresses that this is also an intimidating experience for her. Aside from Cody, Gabriel and Garrison will be assisting in backing it up onto her lot and getting it leveled. She lets on that due to limited space, her two sons will not be living with her. Instead, they have found apartments to rent. So, just to give you a picture, the thing is massive. It's equivalent to hauling a school bus on the end of your truck. Cody is worried that he might accidentally go off the edge wrong and the trailer will then roll to its side.
And he'll be attached in the truck, so it'll be like...
That's true. That's good television. As soon as the... I just imagine that happening. But I don't know. Yeah, I could animate that. That would be funny. Okay.
It's just going forever.
All right.
I'm just going inside the cab of the car. Now it would probably just tear off the rear bumper. Of his stupid truck.
As soon as the ordeal is over, Janelle happily relays that the only thing left to do is unhook it, level it, and hook up the generator and water tanks. We get Cody's verdict on this purchase. I would never have bought this RV. If we were just monogamous, we'd have come to a consensus together. This was just thrusted onto me.
Okay, he says a consensus. He just means we would have just done what I wanted.
What I wanted to do, yeah. I'm not going to be kicking and screaming. Yet.
I don't know, it looks like you're kicking and screaming to me.
We now shift gears. Christine once more informs us of Isabel moving to North Carolina come August and that her moving out is hard on her. We cut to Isabel in Gwen's room where Isabel is packing up her belongings. Cody explains that Isabel has a very special bond with her nephew and niece. Mary gives more details that Christine was essentially Madison's second mother. And she doesn't say second mother. She just says that they were very close because most kids in this family don't consider Mary a second mother figure.
Yeah, it's like me and Mary are really close. I consider her like a distant aunt. She's like a cousin several times removed. Like she's supposed to be your part mom.
No.
I stand by what I said.
This connection has carried over to Maddie and Isabel. A short interaction between Gwen and Isabel is then caught on camera. Gwen is about to take Isabel's picture from above.
Selfie.
To which Isabel jokingly swipes the phone out of her hand. To the cameras, Christine tries to explain the dynamics of the two sisters. Gwen's humor is 90% of the time inappropriate and uncomfortable. Isabel is already frantic trying to get her things together, and I don't know how Gwen's antics are going to affect her. The little snippet of the two girls continue. Isabel says, "You're a bully! That wasn't very nice." Gwen responds, "So are you." She mimics her sister. "I'm being bullied." "You can't talk to me that way. It's Pride Month." In her confessional, Gwen quickly reveals that she is bisexual. She is attracted to men, women, and anyone else between the gender spectrum, which I think she meant pansexual. This is the revelation that Robin wanted Gwen to save for the cameras. Christine backs up Gwen's declaration. She explains that back when Leon came out of the closet to Cody and the moms, her thoughts then immediately went to Gwendolyn, thinking that she is also probably part of the LGBT community. What?
I'm just thinking, so when Leon came out, thinking of Christine saying, well, if Leon is gay, and Gwendolyn, she's gay AF.
Yeah, that's probably the exact thing she was thinking. They've had great discussions concerning her daughter's sexuality. Christine goes, "She even teases me that I'm not 100% heterosexual, since she brings up the fact that I've had celebrity crushes on women." Christine has to clarify that she is straight, but this topic is something that Gwen likes to mess around with. She lists who these women are. Christine's women crushes: Blake Lively, Kelly Clarkson, and Emily Blunt.
Okay.
"They're beautiful and I admire them, but I'm not getting that close. That's as far as it goes." She leaves it at that.
I think she protests too much.
Christine questions Isabel if she knows how big her bedroom is at Maddie's. She answers, "I don't know. I'm not concerned though, since I'm only bringing my clothes." Despite Cody providing his child with her own car, he will not be making this trip with them. Christine states that she tried to make the trip more manageable for Cody, who is constantly harping on his inconvenient family. But alas, he is not able to road trip with them.
Inconvenient family? You're the one who brought them into existence, Jack.
Cody continues to demonstrate his thoughts on these burdensome children of his. "I don't like hanging out with Isabel because I have to go to great lengths to draw her out of herself. I don't know why she's so standoffish. I'm not that mean of an ogre. She doesn't talk to me. She isn't open with me." Which again, Cody's kids aren't open with him because he hasn't gone through those micro interactions that would establish their relationship.
If he was a father of two and he was saying this about one of his kids, people would be like, "You're a jackass." But when you got 48 kids and...
We get a flashback of last season where Cody breaks the news to Isabel, saying he can't go with her to New Jersey for her surgery. "You're not going to become a bitter old housewife because your daddy didn't do this for you." Isabel shyly replies, "No, I won't." Cody professes that Isabel was probably hurt he didn't go, but it was justified since he had other people depending on him. More than just Isabel, even though Saul and Ari will be fine with Robin and the nanny in the house. "I would have totally gone if it weren't for COVID."
COVID is like Cody's best friend.
I know, because when he said that, I rolled my eyes, since there were, I had to look it up. There were 2,000 new cases in Oklahoma in late summer 2021, which is when Cody decided to travel state lines to officiate a wedding and dance with every member in the crowd. And in September 2020, when Isabel got her surgery, there are 384 new cases of COVID. Cody wasn't vaccinated after they became available, so it doesn't matter when in the next episode he says that these two situations were completely different. He said he went to Brian's wedding because COVID hospitalization rates were down.
But they weren't.
But technically it was worse for his situation. Maybe it was safer because at that point more people were vaccinated to protect people like Cody.
You know what? People were saying that Cody was looking for a fifth wife. I think he found one. His name was COVID.
That bad joke.
I don't know. As much as he's got to spend time with COVID?
Because this is Brian Colwell's family we're talking about. What are the chances they're anti-vax?
Almost certainly.
So, I don't know what kind of precautions these people at the wedding took, but...
He doesn't care, because COVID's not the actual thing.
He continues to dodge culpability. Once again, Christine is using this as an excuse. She gossips to the kids. She has their ear, but they don't have mine. Isabel clarifies the nature of her relationship with her dad. I would describe our relationship as, it's fine. I'm definitely gonna miss my mom more than him, I think. This is because we're not close at all. She actually said that. I've adjusted to the idea that mom and dad are divorced. They both deserve to be happy and out of a loveless marriage.
It's so weird the way that these kids are so much more emotionally mature than their parents.
You'd think that with Cody as your father, you'd inherit the dumbness, but for the most part, most of the OG kids are pretty well adjusted.
I mean, except for...
Yeah, I won't name them.
I'm not going to think about this more often because the theory falls apart that when you put it under basic scrutiny. Isabel, though, she's got a good head.
We see Christine and Gwen sitting on a bed rifling through a collage of pictures of Isabel. Christine encourages Gwen to take whatever photo she wants as a keepsake. Gwen gladly acquiesces and reaches for what looks like to be a large middle school professional portrait of Izzy. In her side interview, Gwen articulates that she is really going to miss her sister and is not excited at all that she is moving so far away. They show another clip of them conversing. Isabel asks, "Are you going to miss me?" Gwen replies, "Yes, 100. I might cry. I'll miss you too." The producers ask Izzy how her associations with her parents will change. Not much. They will be as they've always been before. She hopes that all her moms and siblings will continue being in her life. She doesn't want to sever any ties. Another commercial break, and we now see Christine and her daughters checking out Janelle's New Digs. She tells us that her entire part of the family thought Janelle was insane for going through with this venture, but they're here to show support and hype her up. Gwen lightheartedly teases that they should all get trailer homes and park it out there. Isabel strongly vetoes that option, but says that this is so in the realm of what Janelle is into, so she is excited for her. Despite the excitement, all of them are most concerned for Savannah. We get Goldilocks' unnecessary stance on which of his former and current wives would be okay being in an RV. Mary is a no, Robin is a no, and Cody is a no. None of us want to live in an RV. Janelle reviews Cody's reaction and tells us that this wasn't the first choice she had. She doesn't know how much she'll save on rent. To her, the psychological benefits outweighed whatever financial hurdles that she'd have to face. Mary is back with them again and asks Janelle for a second tour of her new home, this time with all the pop-outs pulled out so she can see the full space. Mary asks if her stuff is where it needs to be, given that Janelle only has 10 days left to move out of her rental. Janelle gets flustered, saying that at around 2 a.m., her Tylenol has worn off for the day. Then it suddenly hits her how much moving she will have to do that week. Shortly, Cody graces them with his presence. He starts to greet Janelle walking towards her, even though he has to go past Mary first. During his entire stride over, he completely ignores Mary. She has to call out, "Hey!" to which he abruptly turns around, repeats what she says, and nervously chuckles to himself. "Oh, hey!"
A real vision of masculinity.
The disrespect! Janelle tries to gauge where the rest of her family is concerning building on the property. She basically sums it up that she is alone in this endeavor. It doesn't seem to bother her much since she caps it off with, "That's fine. I'll build my house and have a great view. I don't need you guys." She didn't say that last part, but that's what she meant. Robin lies to us that she does want to build on the property, but because an income has divorced the family, they will have a harder time paying off the land, which they will for sure build on once it is completely paid off. She doesn't mention the divorce. She says that they didn't expect these real estate issues to kick in. Mary says she is not excited because everyone except Janelle doesn't want this dream anymore of living on the land. She specifies Cody.
Did anybody want it?
I mean, I guess when they first moved back in 2018. And Cody has like a 5-year countdown.
Wanderlust.
And then he goes and moves somewhere else.
I think he's
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, it's about time.
Maybe
5
he like
years.
loses a license or something. Like he doesn't have a permit for something, so they have to leave, pack it up, and move down the road.
So problematic. Gosh. Janelle warns Cody as he tries to make himself comfortable that since the battery didn't charge last night, there is no electricity. She continues on saying that she's boondocking with no hookups for the septic, water, or power. Oh, Janelle, the supposed level-headed one of the Browns.
Oh man, look at her. She's living, really roughing it.
Robin says that she doesn't favor this setup, even going so far as to say that no one should be living in trailers. When this episode came out, she got a lot of flack for speaking out of a place of privilege, and many people took her reaction as somewhat arrogant, even though it is the reality of some people. But as much as I dislike Robin, I don't think she meant it that way. I think she was trying to say that no one should be in such dire straits as to resort to this level of habitation.
I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
I think she's just privileged.
Okay, fine. However, I'd like to point out Janelle did resort to this because Robin took the lion's share of the family pot, which prevented Janelle from owning an asset of her own. And that's the issue I have with Robin's outlook.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, Robin will do her best to be happy for Janelle's circumstance. This is contrasted with Christine's exclamations of how huge the trailer is. Janelle laughs and tells the producers that the great thing about Christine is her ability to psych someone up about any situation. Christine then animatedly points to the storage compartments and says that Janelle will be able to store her things. Christine and Mary suggest items for the many cookouts she anticipates, like pots, pans, and soup ingredients. Cody then tries to make himself look good in front of the cameras by giving a false narrative of the interaction. You see what Mary and Christine are doing? They're trying to subtly shame Janelle of how stupid this idea is. They tease her that despite not wanting to live in an RV, they are excited for her. See how terrible they are? He didn't say those exact things, but that was the gist of what he meant. He's trying to say that Mary and Christine aren't supportive, unlike Robin. Okay. Savannah is questioned by Isabel on her viewpoint. She tells her sister that truthfully this wasn't something she was on board with until her mom said that they would have separate bathrooms. Christine is impressed by Savannah's attitude. She gives them a tour of it herself. Savannah points out the kitchen counter, the half-sized fridge and freezer, the plethora of shelves and cabinets. Christine is convinced. There is a decent amount of space, more than I anticipated. I think both of them can make this work. Finally, Savannah shows them her room. There are 2 bunk beds propped against either wall for a total of 4 beds she can choose to rotate where she will sleep on. It comes with a sliding door that she can close when she needs privacy. Then they tour Janelle's bathroom. It's narrow. It's what you would expect for an RV bathroom. I'm just impressed that there are 2 of them on this RV.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cody interjects and says he will never use this bathroom and will have to go to Robin's every time he needs to shower.
I'm just referencing that one podcast.
Yes.
I don't want to take their joke. That's just what I'm thinking. Cody needs a lot of room in the bathroom. He needs to really get himself comfortable in order to take his shits.
We finally get a glimpse of Janelle's room. There is a mirror sliding door, which I assume opens to her closet, with a bureau that matches the walls. Goldilocks then says the bed is decent, but the room is too small to accommodate the suitcase he'd have to lug around when he stays over. He maniacally chortles as he points out that he will be living like a king at Robin's mansion, only to be demoted to a peasant whenever he stays at Janelle's.
You know he thinks of himself as a king already.
At Robin's, there's so much space. I can get a workout going up and down the stairs and through the halls, unlike at Janelle's where I can't even move my elbows.
You know, we can solve that by just cutting your arms off. Because you're certainly not using them to do any work.
The parade of degrading comments is repeated, but this time by other family members. I can't tell whether or not Robin's daughters were ignorant or trying to be shitty. Either way, they compare Savannah's bath to a foot wash. And not realizing they were in Savannah's bedroom, Aurora asks if the bunk beds are for Brindle and Jack, Janelle's dogs. Robin has to clarify whose bedroom this is, whilst Cody answers Aurora, declaring that the dogs will have to sleep outdoors.
He's not even gonna live here. What does he fucking care?
Yeah, he don't go there. So
he don't even go
he shouldn't have any input. Because Brenda and Jack look like they're senior dogs. I know one of them passed away earlier this year or last year, and Cody is suggesting that they sleep outside in the cold without any shelter.
Somebody should just have him sleep out in the cold without shelter. I'm sure it'll help raise his testosterone or something.
Okay. Not that you should do that with younger dogs, but that was just a lack of prudence on his part.
I don't think he's ever had any prudence to begin with.
He says that he wants the dogs out because his and Janelle's bedroom is a sacred space for which he can associate with his wife in a variety of ways, which sounds 100 times more nasty than just saying we have sex.
Yeah, it's a lot creepier when the weird conservative people are, oh, this is my secret act of getting it on.
Yeah, and my second thought was, it's not like he's associating with her very often. So...
yeah.
So, anyways, on the couch, Janelle flat out gives her reaction. Yeah, no, sorry. Like, you're here one day a month, and I'll choose the dogs. Gonna choose the dogs, gonna choose the kids, gonna choose the dogs. Robin is asked the same question, but cowers and hides. Mary is given some encouraging feedback, saying that Janelle's camper is almost on par with the mobile home Christine, and Cody lived in back when their marriage was new. Living in a 3-bedroom trailer meant you needed a lot of patience. You must be aware of your surroundings. Christine, as always, predicts the future. She states that as livable as Janelle would make the RV, Cody is definitely going to use the confined space as an excuse to be over at Robin's. Mm-hmm. Cody defends himself that he'd rather be staying at Robin's because she makes it the most convenient place to be. She enforces or reinforces my relationship with my children because God knows I can't do that on my own. I wonder why my children are so standoffish with me. In plural marriage, if you're not around for a wife, she will think there's something wrong with her. She'll start to believe plural marriage is unfair. Janelle has a tiny kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, and everything, so I don't want to be around. As a result, she feels marginalized. She's made choices that are a major inconvenience to my lifestyle. I've got hot water at Robin's. Why should I sit here and suffer with your choices, despite the fact 2 seasons ago I complained to the family that I'd rather be living in a tent on the property than in Vegas? And here's a clip show of that.
No, I just think that, again, is another distraction from the goal.
Because it's still, you have to still pull something out there. You have to still level it. You have to still...
Yeah. I'll buy you an RV if you really want that.
Every time I go out to Coyote Pass, it happens. I'm just sold on it. I'd rather live out there in a tent than move back to Vegas.
My ladies just need so badly to just open their minds a little bit. And this is the same argument I have with them about our one home situation, is they're not being open-minded because they're going strictly off the experience they've had, instead of morphing into the what-ifs about an experience that is not even close to the same. Hey, you guys know that the sooner we get built out at Coyote Pass, the more our kids will go, wow, we could move here.
So why you stop talking about buying other places and putting double wides out there and like focus on like we're just gonna build the infrastructure next?
I'm just pissing and moaning over the depth of frustration that once again we're moving again, and it's not onto Coyote Pass. I am so discouraged that I am done. I'm over it, and I don't know what to do. Robin makes it convenient for me to be there. She, enforces my relationship or reinforces my relationship with my children.
Okay, see you guys later.
See ya.
Have fun.
Bye.
Congratulations on your new home.
Thank you.
Peace. In plural marriage, if you're not around a lot for a wife, she takes it personal. She starts to feel like a victim. She feels like plural marriage is unfair. In this case, Janelle has a tiny little kitchen and a tiny little house and a tiny little bathroom. And if I'm not around, she will start to feel like she's marginalized. But she made choices that are major inconvenience to me, to my lifestyle, because she wanted this RV. Now there's an inclination for me to go, well, I've got hot water at Robin's house. You know, why am I going to sit here and suffer with you with your choices?
He loves his routines and his comforts and a bigger house. And it's just like another excuse to stay at Robin's house. Sorry.
Oh, how times have changed.
Oh my God.
We get to the point in the gathering where Christine and her girls are taking off. She congratulates Janelle one last time. Robin, the expert of the Browns, describes the unknowns of Janelle and Cody's marriage. Will this RV dilemma bring them closer together or be a source of contention that they will not be able to overcome?
I think the second one, ding, ding, ding.
I keep praying for them. I'll keep praying that they'll get some of this stuff figured out.
You know, praying is another way of saying, I'm going to do nothing.
Very true and accurate. We finally get to the episode title of this conversation. They show us a play card that the following storyline was not filmed due to the sensitive nature of telling truly. Christine outlines how this revelation came to be. Truly overheard a phone conversation between her mom and McKelty about getting excited to move to Utah. She had full intentions to have Cody and her talk to Truly about this next change in their lives, but he kept delaying it until the inevitable happened. So I want to say this is Cody's fault.
Because it is.
Truly's main concern is when are they going to move to Utah? When she is told they are moving after summer, I think this conversation takes place in June, Truly asks if she can have some time to process this. Christine then has to deliver another blow to her. The rest of the family is not coming with us. It's just going to be you and me. Truly's last question is, are you getting a divorce? Christine breaks it to her that it's already happened. I did this, so she doesn't experience an impending sense of hope every time her dad and I are together. I don't want her to believe that that will be a possibility. Christine expounds on the religion she used to practice. Even though we never had legal papers drawn up, when a divorce happens, there are procedures within the church that makes it so our spiritual marriage is void. Because she no longer follows the religion, she states in her confessional that in that moment, when she told Truly, she finalized that divorce for herself. To calm her daughter's anxieties, Christine tries to have her remember the last few months. Have you noticed anything about your father and I? He hasn't been over in a while. Truly responds, no, I guess I haven't noticed a change. Truly's norm for a father figure is him not ever being there.
Low bar.
Christine retells how infrequently her part of the family are allowed to see the rest of the family. Hardly ever. We don't see Cody that often. We've been alone here. It would be better in Utah where we would be living between Aspen and McKelty. Truly would be enveloped by family, and that's what I want for her for the rest of her life. Cody continues his tall tales that he does want a relationship with all his children, specifically the tender-aged ones.
Oh my God.
This is unfair to me, that Christine is setting up this totally true narrative that I am never around. This gets Truly siding against me. So in summary, if I have a bad relationship with my younger children, it's not my fault. It's because of that mother who doesn't reinforce my relationship with my own child. It's Christine's fault. She's been using my neglect as an excuse to leave for years to justify this to her children.
This guy needs to be lit on fire.
We're running out of death threats. Okay.
No, not death threats. Death dreams.
Christine finishes her interview saying that she aches for Truly. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to make her feel better about this. Her sentiment is that this is probably going to be a core memory for Truly and her. And she doesn't say core memory. She says that this is probably a memory they'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that can make this worse is trying to calm an angry Cody who will be very upset that Truly wasn't told this news whilst he was there, which, again, is your fault, Cody, because Christine wanted this to happen months ago. And that is the end of Season 17, Episode 6.
When this season started, lots of fans of this show were excited because all the things that were supposed to happen in Season 3 are finally happening.
Season 3.
Nobody started Sister Wives expecting them to last this long. They thought the family was going to implode years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
That's the reason why everybody likes this season, because they're just like, holy crap, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. It's imploding.
What's going to happen after this? I don't know how the show is going to continue. Do you think season 18 is going to be the last one?
Do we know that that's even happening? I wouldn't be surprised if 18 comes out and then they get like halfway through 19, then it gets canceled or something.
This reminded me of something. In Seeking Sister Wife, there was a family. They were the Brynies. One of the wives left, I think, midway through filming. They had the footage, I think, but they didn't use it because the original cast was changed, even though it would have been interesting to follow their storyline. So they could have still done Seeking Sister Wife. It would have just been with the 2 wives that were left and them finding another wife to replace April, the first wife that left. TLC has a habit of
producing bad television?
Well, stopping filming even when things can still be relevant to
I don't know.
the storyline. I don't know. That there can still be sister wives. They'll just be different sister wives.
Actual, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think this family has any juice in them left.
That's the best word.
They don't have any plexus in them left.
Anyways, you give me a summary.
We were at the bed and breakfast. Was it Cody and Janelle? They're freeloaders. Then we got Janelle's bought a big thing that I don't think it really pans out. Cody's an asshole. Truly finds out that they're leaving and comes to the realization that divorce means nothing when your father already didn't spend any time with you. And Cody's still a jackass.
Okay. It's a good summary.
Nobody will argue with that.
Thanks, Tim. Okay.
Welcome. We'll see you another month. This show is boring, but Angie wants to do some more recap stuff. So if you guys know anything that's not boring, that'd be great.
It might take a while for me to actually do an intro for them if I am going to recap it.
Angie's been using most of her free time to do her animations, which have gotten more and more and more complex, so...
I don't know how I'll be able to do this come season 18 because I've gotten so used to having so much free time to do one animation, and then I have to go back to doing them on a week-by-week basis. Oh well, we'll see how that works out.
We'll figure that out when it comes. Bye.
Hold on.
Here.
Marty's here.
He's sleeping on the ground.
Okay, that's it.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, boy. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
He was so comfortable.
I know he was. He was like, why did you wake me up?